Okay, good people. Since I promised yesterday that today I will be live again so that I can finish off what I started yesterday. So, yes, good evening. Good evening. Asvenati, good evening. You are welcome. You are welcome to the live. You are welcome. You are welcome. Make sure that you stay here until I give you what I planned that I should give you today. And it's going to be very much effective. And uh, we are going to benefit today. We are really going to benefit. Yes. Chantelle, hi, 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 hi. Bless M, hello. Yeah, I welcome every one of you here, guys. So today we are going to benefit as much as we can. Tomorrow, let us go and excel in our final examination. Let us go and excel in our final examination. And I believe that uh, you are preparing ball pen and a paper or a book because you have to write what I will give you now. You have to write what I will give you now. I won't rush. I will go with a good pace with you good people. And then uh guys, I want you to be happy after writing your paper tomorrow. I want you to be happy. So I'm here guys to prepare you, and I'm here to make sure that you never regret choosing business studies as a subject. Do you understand? So, without wasting that much time, I believe now I should just start today's business. Guys, on the paper that you are going to write tomorrow, I want you to make sure that you write everything that I'm giving here. Make sure that you write everything that I will be giving in this live. Do we understand? Because the information that I'm giving you, it's gonna help you. And please, I want to require you something. Use the strategy of waking up 3 a.m. and start studying as much as you can. And then maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you are bathing. And then 7, you go to school. Do you understand? Make sure that you don't sleep. Wake up midnight and continue with what we started. Do you understand? Just do yourself that favor. Just do yourself that favor. So, okay, guys, this is how it is. Ne? I will cover everything for those ones who were not here yesterday. Do we understand? But today, I want to start with business operation. Do we understand? So, what I can say to you is that in business studies, we have two papers, right? Which is we have paper one and paper two. Okay. That one we all know it. Okay. So, what I can say with these two papers is that paper one is 150, paper two is 150, which is in all, when we combine it, it gives us 300. Do we understand? It gives us what? 300. But now, business studies, we have 15 chapters. We have 15 chapters, but these chapters are divided. In paper one, we have 5 chapters, but we have two main topics, which is we have business environment, and business environment contains of what? 3 subtopics. Do we understand? It contains of 3 subtopics, which is what? Business environment. And then on business operation, it contains of 2 subtopics. Do we understand? So these 5 subtopics, I mean these 5 topics, which they contain 150 marks. That means you'll be examined something like 150 marks in your final examination. I hope it makes sense. So I'm not here, guys, to waste your time. People who are here, believe me, you are going to benefit. You are really going to benefit. So I will start with section A today. which section A, it's compulsory and are the short questions. Do we understand? So in section A, what you should expect on the multiple choice, you must know the business strategies. You must make sure that you know the business strategies. You must know the business strategies on paper on question 1. Number 2, you must know the legislation. You must know the legislation. You must know what is a job of triple BEE. You must know what is a job of National Credit Act. You must know what is a job of SDA. You must know the Consumer Protection Act. All of those things. Do we understand? We must know all of them. And then the other thing that we have to know, I'm still talking about question 1 now. I will pass, not so long. We must know the business sectors and their environment. We must know the business sectors and their environment. I'm still talking about question 1 only. We must know the business sectors and their environment. Remember, we have primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Do we understand? Then we also have what? The environments, which is with micro, market, and macro. Do we understand? You must know those things because in question 1, they will be asking you about such things. Do you understand? And then we must also know the human resource function, more especially when it comes to column, the one that has column A and column B. We must know the human resource function. And then there will be a little of quality of performance, which is with quality concept. Remember, we have quality control, quality assurance, quality management, and quality performance. Already I covered what is going to be asked in question 1. If you didn't listen, I also do not know. Do we understand? I covered what is going to be examined on question 1. Already in your hands, you have 30 marks. Already in your hands, you have 30 marks. Do we understand? Already, guys, you have 30 marks in your hands. Freely given. Do we understand? Already, we have 30 marks. Pass mark is 45 marks. That means we are left with only 15 marks to pass our exam to get level 2. I will repeat this for the last time, then we pass. If you didn't hear me, you didn't hear me. If you did hear me, you did hear me. On question 1, make sure that you have a pen and a paper or a book where you are jotting down what I'm telling you. Do we understand? I am saying we have legislation on question 1, which is we have 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. We have legislation. We have business strategies. You must know the business strategies. We have business sectors and their environment. I hope when I talk about business sectors and their environment, you know what I'm talking about. There's primary, secondary, and tertiary. You must be able to see that no, this is primary, this is secondary, this is tertiary. Remember, when we talk about primary, we are talking about the raw materials. When we talk about secondary, we are talking about what? Manufacturing. When we talk about tertiary, we are talking about what? Transportation. Do you understand? So you must be very wise on that one. When you are reading the questions, you must be able to see that, okay, this is primary, you get your 2 marks. Nah, this is a business environment, this is micro, you get your 2 marks. Do we understand? So now, when we go to the business environment, we have micro of MI, which a business has a full control. And then we have market. Market has what? Limited control or less control. Then we have what? Macro of MA, which is a business does not have any control. Then I am saying to you, there will be also a human resource function. You must be able to identify that this is a quality management. Here they are talking about quality. Quality management, quality performance. It will be on question 1. It will be on question 1. We are now moving forward. First of all, I would like to give you the essays, both essays. I'm now giving you the essays that are going to come out tomorrow's paper. Do we understand? I hope we understand what I'm about to say. On question 5 is business environment. Question 5, it's a subtopic business environment. And under business environment, the essay that is going to show up is the legislation. Is the legislation on question 5. The essay that is going to show up is the legislation. One of the act that I'm going to count now is going to come out. It can be SDA. It can be triple BEE. It can be LRA. It can be CPA. It can be NCA. It can be a BCEA. It can be CODIA. Those 7 act. The act that I didn't count, it's not going to show up. But these 7 act that I counted, one of them, it will be the essay. Do we understand? Then now we move forward. On question 5, the question of the essay that will show up, they will say you must know all the 4 types of business strategies and advantages, because one of them is going to be there. You must know all 4 types of business strategies and advantages, because one of them, it will be there in your essay. And you will remember me. Now, Let us move to question 6. Question 6, it's going to be what? The essay. On question 6, the essay that is going to come out, it's going to be what? Human resource function. HR. Human resource function is going to come out. Remember, guys, I'm predicting the paper. I don't have the paper. I didn't see the paper. And there is no way where I can find the paper. I'm just predicting the paper. I hope we understand each other. I am saying to you, the essay that may show up tomorrow, it's going to be what? Human resource function. It's human resource function. And in that human resource function, there is this one question that is going to show up, but not under human resource function, under quality of performance. You must know all the aspect of quality of performance. I hope you hear me clearly. I'm saying to you, the essay, it's going to be what? Human resource function. But in that human resource function, there will be this question that will require you to know all the aspect of quality of performance. You must know the aspect of quality of performance. I hope we are all together. I hope we are all together. There is something that I also want you to know. When you are writing your essay, your introduction must have 2 bullet points. And in your essay, you must write the word introduction. Then you underline it. Then you write your first bullet point. Then you write your second bullet point. Do we understand? And when you are writing your introduction, you are not answering the first question that they asked there. You write something relating to the questions that they've asked you there. Do we understand? I hope it makes sense. Then, when we write our body, you do not write the word body. I don't know where candidates get this thing of writing the word body in the essay. We don't write the word body in our essay. We just write the heading, which we generated from the question that was asked. Let's say let's say the question said, outline the selection procedure. When you are writing your body, you are not going to say outline. You will say the selection procedure. Then you underline, then you write the bullet points. I hope it makes sense. And guys, when we write business studies essay, you don't write, I am going to talk about. No, we don't do that. Do we understand? You go straight to the point. When they say elaborate on the meaning of recruitment, you say that you must know what is a recruitment. When they say elaborate on the meaning of a recruitment, you must know what is a recruitment. is a process used by businesses to identify the vacancy and attract the suitable candidate. You must know it by heart. Business has two methods of recruitment. It has internal recruitment and external recruitment, and it may choose which one does it want to use. You must know these things. Do we understand? There is no way to cheat matric, because if they will find you coping, you won't be allowed to write for 5 years. You can write your matric after 5 years. So it's not a good idea to go there thinking that you are going to do Jumban. We don't do Jumban in matric. That's not allowed. You understand? So I advise you to study as much as you can. Do we understand? Then when we write our conclusion, we write the word conclusion, then we underline, then we write our conclusion. And when we write our conclusion, we write only one bullet point, which carries 2 marks. Your conclusion, you write something related to what you were talking about in the essay, but not repeating what you wrote in the essay. I hope it makes sense. And what I want to make you aware of, guys, in the essays, you must be very greedy. You must be very greedy. Write as much as you can. And in your essay, you have 8 marks for free just to write the essay correctly. That means when you are fighting for 32 marks, for you to write the word introduction, there is something that is called lasso that we use when we are marking your papers. For you to write your essay in a corrective way, already you have obtained 8 marks freely. Do we understand? So if you are going to fail the essay, that means you have a serious problem. You must fix your problem. And I'm glad that people are here, are watching this live, because what's going to happen, this paper that you are writing for the last time. No more writing it. Unless if you are going to the supplementary and upgrade, but it's chai. There is no more writing this question paper. It's your first time and last time. Let me give you tips when it comes to writing a human resource essay. I want to give you tips now. They can ask you a question like this. Can you please write it down? They can ask you a question that says, outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity. That's what they can ask you. I am not saying that they are going to ask you, but I am saying that they can ask you this question. Outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity, where in your essay the second thing that they may ask you, they may ask you that explain the role of the interviewer before the interview. They can say explain the role of the interviewer before the interview. And remember, we have the interviewer. The interviewer has a role before and during. Then we have the interviewee of WE at the end. The interviewee does not have a role before, but the interviewee has a role during the interview. So now I'm saying to you, they may ask you that you must explain the role of the interviewer, ER at the end, interviewer, before the interview. The third question that they may ask you, they may say to you, discuss the legal requirements of an employment contract. They can say to you, discuss the legal requirements of an employment contract. They can say, discuss the legal requirements of an employment contract. The last question that they may ask you, they can say to you, advise businesses on the purpose of induction. Advise businesses on the purpose of induction. That's the essay of what? Human resource function. That's the essay of human resource function. I hope it makes sense. So, for instance, on the essay that I gave you now, let's say we want to write our introduction. How can we write our introduction? We can write our introduction in this way. Do you see that the first question on the essay that I gave you, I said outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity. So when we are writing our introduction, we can say something related to what? Selection procedure, but we are not answering the question that I gave you there. I hope it makes sense. For instance, we can say, like, what do you know about selection procedure? What else do you know about selection procedure? Accept what they asked you there. Something else that you know about selection procedure. We can say selection procedure refers to choosing the best candidate with necessary skills and ability to execute given task successfully. We see now we put it our own words. We are not answering what they asked us there. Because remember, in the essay they said, outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity. On our side, we didn't answer the question. We are writing like we are showing them that no man, what you are asking us about there, we know it. We know what you are asking us about. Do we understand? We are now saying that selection procedure refers to choosing the best candidate with necessary skills and abilities to execute given task successfully. Do we understand? Let us go to the second question of the essay. On the second question, they said, explain the role of the interviewer before the interview. We must not answer this question. We must write something related to the question. I hope we understand. We can say the interviewer should be well conversant with the interview process, enable them to make necessary planning arrangement before the interview. Do we understand? The third question that they asked in our essay, they said discuss the legal requirements of an employment contract. Do we understand? What can we say? We can say a legal employment contract eliminates misinterpretation regarding the content of the contract that could result in lawsuits. I hope we understand. The last question that they asked in our essay, they said, advise businesses on the purpose of an induction. What can we say about the purpose of an induction? Something else. We can say a proper induction process enables businesses or enables new employees to have a better understanding of businesses' standard operating procedures. Do we understand? That's what we are talking about. Do we understand, guys? That is what we are talking about. So if your essay may come out like this, I expect you to write your body like this, the selection procedure as the human resource activity, then you underline it. Do we understand? The second bullet point, the second subtopic, you can say the role of the interviewer before the interview. Do we understand? Then you do what? You underline it. Then you go to what? The legal requirements of an employment contract. You will say the legal requirements of an employment contract, and then you underline it, and then you start to list your answers. Then you will say the purpose of an induction, then you underline it, then you start writing your answers. I hope it makes sense. So how can we write our conclusion in this essay? When we write our conclusion, we can say we must write something relating to what they asked us there, but we are not repeating what we answered already, but we are saying something else. Do you understand? We are saying something else. For instance, what can we say about the selection procedure? We can say the selection procedure serves as a guideline on how to eliminate unsuitable and appoint competent candidate for available post. I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Do we understand? I hope it makes sense. I expect every one of you who's here to pass their final examination. Do you understand, guys? I hope we are understanding what we are talking about. The other point that we can write in our conclusion, we can say a well-prepared interviewer should conduct research on the relevant questions that should be asked during the interview. I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense, good people. Anything that need an explanation when it comes to human resource essay, can you please write on the comment? Then we move forward. I'm going to do everything that you are going to be asked in your exam. Yes, Google too. In an induction, we can say the employment contract should comply with the BCEA. Do we understand? As long as you did not write what you wrote in your essay, you are writing something else. You are writing something else, but not what is asked in your essay. I hope we are together, and I hope tomorrow we are going to excel. I hope tomorrow we are going to excel. I guess now, uh, yes, I'm going to do TQM. I'm going to do TQM. Remember, guys, here I am not doing everything, but I am doing what you may find in your examination. I hope it makes sense. And then let us move forward to the legislation. Yes, the originality on LASSO, it does still work. And guys, there is something that I also want to encourage you to do in your examination. Make sure that you write the originality. How do we write our originality? We write our originality in this way. We can say, let's say they asked us about a job analysis. We can say job analysis is the component of job description and job specification, e.g., it includes qualifications and duties and responsibilities. Do we understand? Do we understand, good people? So let us move forward now. For those ones who are going to answer question 5 and question 2, you must know the role of SITAs. I'm sure the first point in the notes they say report to the Director General. You must know the role of SITAs when it comes to SDA. You must also know the purpose and the impact of SDA. The other thing that you must know also, you must know the pillars of triple BEE when you are going to answer question 2, question 4, and question 5. and you must know the purpose of triple BEE. You must also know the impact of triple BEE. You must also know the penalties for triple BEE, for not complying with triple BEE. Do we understand? And then there is Labor Relations Act. On Labor Relations Act, you must know the rights of the employer. You must know the purpose, the impact, and penalties for non-compliance. Then we have Consumer Protection Act. You must know the name, consumer right. You must know the consumer right. Do we understand? And you must also know Basic Condition of Employment Act provision. You must know the provision of BCEA. You must know the purpose. You must know the impact. You must know the penalties. Same applies to the National Credit Act. You must know the consumer rights in the National Credit Act. Remember, if you want to loan a money and they don't want to loan you a money, they must give you a reason. That's your consumer right in what? National Credit Act. Do you understand? And you must know the purpose. You must know the impact and the penalties for not complying with the act. You must know the compensation for occupational injuries and diseases. Which is purpose, impact, and penalties. Does that make sense? I was now covering question 2, question 4, and question 5. Here's something that is very important. Strategic management process. The question that you may find in your final examination is the one that will say outline or explain or describe or discuss the strategic management process. The strategic management process is going to be there. And then on SWOT analysis, they will say, you guys, you are playing. They will say, comply SWOT analysis of a particular business from a scenario. Does that make sense? I'm still covering question 2, question 4, and question 5. I'm not yet on question 3. On the Posters 5 force model, what you are going to be asked. The first question that you must expect, they will say, name the poster's 5-force model. The second question that you are going to be asked when it comes to poster's 5-force model, they will say, identify the poster's 5-force model from a given scenario and motivate by quoting from the scenario. The third question that they are going to ask you when it comes to postal 5-force model, they will say to you, explain how businesses can apply postal 5 model to analyze their position in the market. We move now to the postal analysis. The question that they are going to ask you on the postal analysis. And guys, please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe. I can see that a lot of you yesterday you were here. You were here, and today it's gonna be a bonus. It's gonna be a bonus, guys. Let us move to the pistol analysis. On pistol analysis, the questions that they are going to ask you, they will say, name the component of pistol analysis. They will say, name the component of pistol analysis. The second question that you are going to find on pistol analysis, they will say, identify the component of pistol analysis from given scenario. Is political, economic, social, legal, technological environment. Those are the postal analysis. Those are the pistol analysis. The other question that they are going to ask you, they will say, explain how each component of pose a challenge and recommend strategies to use to deal with the challenge. Let's say you read the scenario and then you found that the challenge is political. How can you deal with that challenge? Do we understand, good people? Then now I want us to go to the 4 business strategies, because they are all going to be there. The 4 business strategies. Number 1, we have integration strategies. Number 2, we have intensive strategies. Number 3, we have diversification strategies. Number 4, we have defensive strategies. Do we understand? Chief, thank you very much for writing here, because those who didn't share it, they will be writing what you are writing. So the first question that you will be asked in these 4 business strategies, they will say, name 3 types of defensive strategies. You must make sure that you know 3 types of defensive strategies. under what? Integration strategy, intensive strategy, and diversification strategy. You see, if you will fail to understand today or to listen to me, you are going to remember me. You will feel like they can take you back to January and start again. If you don't believe what I'm telling you now, let us move forward. The other question that they will say to you, they will say, identify the type of business strategy from a scenario or given scenario and motivate by quoting from the scenario. The other question, they will say, under the advantage of intensive and diversification strategies, you must know the advantages of intensive and diversification strategies. Do we understand? Because the question is going to say, discuss the advantage of intensive and diversification strategies. Guys, you are going to get these questions in your exam. And you will remember me. Then the other question that you are going to find, they will say to you, steps in strategy evaluation. Steps in strategy evaluation. And then we move to the next question. We are moving, guys. We are really moving. We now move to business sectors. On business sectors, remember we have primary, secondary, and tertiary. The first question that you're going to find in business sectors, it will say, identify or name a business sector from given scenario and classify them according to the three business environment. That means they will write a scenario and tell you that they will write something. Yes, territorial. Very good. It's all about territory. That primary sector, it deals with what? Raw material. Secondary sector, it deals with what? Manufacturing, the raw materials. Then tertiary, it deals with what? Transportation. Supplying and transportation, they deliver things late. You must know that's what tertiary. When they talk about manufacturing goods and so forth and so on, that's secondary. When they talk about purchasing raw materials, you must know that's what primary sector. Do we understand? And then on micro, we have full control. And then on market, we have less control or limited control. Then on macro, we have no control. Let us move forward to the next question that you are going to find in your examination. So, okay? Offline. Power bank. Where did you put it? You bag. Sorry guys. The next question that you're going to find when it comes to what? When it comes to business sectors, they will say to you, state the extent to which a business can control that tree from given scenario. Do we understand? Macro, M-A-R-C-O, does not have control. Do we understand? So, for instance, if I can do a practical here, if I can say ZE always receives stock late from smart wholesalers, is that market or micro or macro? ZE always receives stock late from the smart wholesalers. What is their business environment? It's market. The answer is going to be market. And you must quote from the scenario. You are going to quote it from the scenario. You understand? That's going to be what? Market. Take it. You must know that you'll find a scenario that will want you to require or to identify that that's macro. And then what's the control, the extent of control? It's going to be a less control. Do we understand? And then let's say in your exam you get there and then they say the management of ZE has difficulty in dealing with productivity employees. Is that macro, market, or micro? When they will say the management of ZE has difficulty in dealing with unproductive employees. Our answer is going to be micro, M-I, micro, M-I. Remember, guys, I want you to understand something. I want you to understand these three business environment. You've been doing this thing from grade 10. Don't lose the content. Micro is within the business. That's micro. And then market is the neighbors. Do we understand? And then macro, M-A, it's outside the business. People who are supplying us and which we do not have control. Do you have control over your neighbors? You don't have control. You cannot control them. You can only control people who are living in your yard. Does that make sense? So guys, I will give you the questions that may come out if they will ask you about what SDA on the essays. Do we understand? But on this one, I will be fast because I have to give Marinki, you are welcome, but it seems like you came late. It seems like you came late, but it's okay. Now, I want to talk about something that is very much important for those ones who want to choose question 5 as their essay. If they will ask about the SDA, they will say, outline the role of SETAs in supporting the Skills Development Act. The second thing that they will ask, they will say, explain the purpose of the National Skills Development Act. The other thing that they are going to ask, they will say, evaluate the impact of the SDA on business. The fourth questions that they are going to ask in SDA, they will say, suggest ways in which businesses can comply with the SDA. So if you didn't hear it, it's fine. You will rewind the video. So let's say your essay come out as triple BEE. Your first question that they will ask you, they will say, outline the purpose of Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment Act. The second question, they will say, explain the advantages of the BBBEE Act for businesses. The third question that they may ask you, they will say, discuss the penalties that businesses may face for non-compliance with the Act. The fourth question that they can ask you, they will say, suggest ways in which businesses could apply the following pillars of triple BEE in the workplace. Number 1, management control. Number 2, ownership. Let us move forward to the next essay. When it comes to legislation, they can say, outline the purpose of CPA. They can also say, discuss the impact of the CPA on businesses. They can also say, recommend ways in which businesses could promote the following consumer right as stipulated in the CPA. Number 1, we have what? Right to privacy and confidential. Number 2, we have what? Right to information about procedures or product and agreements. Number 3, we have what? Right to fair value or good quality and safety. The last question that they may ask, they can say advise businesses on the penalties or consequences that may be imposed for non-compliance with what? With the NCA. Do we understand, guys? Yes, I'm going to question 6. Do not worry. I'm going to question 6. I will go to question 6. Then the next thing that they may ask you, they can say outline the purpose of the BCEA when it comes to what Basic Condition of Employment Act. The first question that they may ask, they will say outline the purpose of BCEA. Number 2, they will say explain the following provision of this act: annual leave, hours of work, child and forced labor. Discuss the impact of BCEA on business. Advise businesses on penalties that they may face for non-compliance with this act. That's the other thing that they may ask you. The next essay that I'm saying it's a possible essay is a NCA. They can say outline the right of consumer in terms of what the National Credit Act. They can say to you, discuss the impact of the National Credit Act on businesses. They can also say, explain ways in which businesses could comply with the NCA. They can also say, advise businesses on the penalties they may face for non-compliance to the business. Do we understand? We are done with business environment. Those were the things that they were going to ask you. Those are the things that they're going to ask you in business environment. We are done. So already, if you want to choose business environment, you have 150 marks in your hands. We are now moving to business operations. So on business operation, the questions that we are going to get on the recruitment method. The first question that we are going to get is the question that says, elaborate on the meaning of recruitment. That question is going to be there. Elaborate on the meaning of recruitment. The second question that you are going to get, they will say, explain the recruitment procedure. Question number 3 that you're going to get, they will say, elaborate on the meaning of job analysis. Question number 4 that you will get, they will say, identify the job description and job specification from a given scenario. Identify job description and job specification from a given scenario. Question number 5 that you are going to get, they will say differentiate. They will say differentiate between job description and job specification. They will also say to you, name source of internally and externally recruitment. The next question that you are going to be asked on recruitment method and the source of internally and external recruitment is that identify the recruitment method from a given scenario. The questions that we are going to find when it comes to selection procedure, they will say outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity. They will also say to you, explain the meaning of screening as part of the selection procedure. Then let us move to the role of the interviewer and interviewee. They will ask you 3 questions. Number 1, explain the purpose on the interview. Explain the purpose of interview. Outline the role of the interviewer. That's the second question. Outline the role of the interviewer, of ER at the end. The third question that you're going to be asked, they will say, discuss the role of the interviewee. Then the question that you are going to be asked on employment contract, they are going to say to you, elaborate on the meaning of employment contract. The other question that you are going to be asked, they will say, discuss the legal requirements of the employment contract. They will also say to you, explain the reasons for the termination of an employment contract. Then the questions that they are going to ask you on the placement, it's only 2 questions. They will say elaborate on the meaning of placement. The second question that you're going to be asked on placement, they will say discuss the placement procedures. Then under selection, under salary determination, there are 2 questions that they're going to ask you. They will say identify the salary determination method in the scenario above. The second question that they're going to ask you, they will say explain the link between salary determination and the Basic Condition of Employment Act. Do we understand? The other question that they will ask you when it comes to fringe benefit, they will say name the examples of employees' benefits. The other question that you're going to be asked, they will say to you, discuss the implication of the following act on the human resource function, which is LRA, BCA, BCEA, EEA, and SDA. We are done with the questions that you will find on the human resource function. We now move to quality or quality of performance. Remember, we have quality concept. On quality concept, they are going to say to you, identify the quality concept from given scenario. Identify the quality concept from the given scenario. Then they will also say to you, explain quality control and quality assurance. They are not going to ask you about quality performance. I'm saying to you, they will say, outline or explain or differentiate between quality control and quality assurance. Then let us move to the benefit of a good quality management system. They will say, quote, the benefit of good quality management from given scenario. The second question, they will say, discuss other benefit of a good quality management system. The other question that you're going to be asked, it's going to be what? Quality indicators. You see that, guys, we have a lot of quality indicators, but the quality indicators that they are going to ask you about is going to be what? Purchasing function, general management, and production function. They will ask you those three only. Forget about the other ones. Forget about the other ones. First of all, they will say to you, outline the quality of the following business function. Number two, they will say to you, discuss how quality of performance can contribute the success of each business function. I mean business function, which is what? Purchasing, general management, and production. I'm done with quality. Questions that you're going to find in your quality. I'm done. I'm now moving to what? A totally quality management, TQM. People have been requesting that I must give them TQM. I'm now going to give you TQM. On TQM, they will say elaborate on the meaning of TQM. What is TQM? TQM is an integrated system that is applied throughout the business or the organization, which helps to provide what? Quality products. Number two, the questions that they are going to ask. They will say to you, identify the TQM elements of total quality from given scenario and motivate your answer by quoting from the scenario. The other question that they will ask you on TQM, they will say, discuss the impact of TQM elements on large businesses, e.g., skills development, total client satisfaction, adequate financing, capacity, monitoring and evaluation, and continuous improvement to processes and systems. I'm about to finish now, guys. I'm about to finish the question paper. The other thing that they may ask you on TQM, you must know the PDCA model. You must know the PDCA model. Plan, do, check, act as needed. You must explain how business can apply the PDCA model to improve the quality of product. You must explain how businesses can apply the PDCA model to improve the quality of the product. The other question that you must expect, you must know the role of quality cycles. On quality cycles, there are two questions that they're going to ask you. They will say, quote, the role of quality cycle as part of continuous improvement to processes and systems. The second question that they're going to ask you, they will say, discuss the businesses on the role of quality cycle. Then on the impact of total quality management if poorly implemented, they will ask you two questions. They will say, quote the impact of TQM if poorly implemented from the scenario above. The other question that they're going to ask you, they will say, explain any other impact of TQM if poorly implemented by businesses. The last question that they're going to ask you on TQM, they're going to say, discuss ways in which TQM can reduce the cost of impact. That's the whole question paper. That's what you are going to be asked. The essay that are going to show up tomorrow on question 5 is going to be business environment. On question 6 is, yes, on question 5 is going to be what? Legislation. On question 6, it's going to be what? A human resource function. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe. That one I will keep on reminding you every day. Don't forget to subscribe, good people. Yes, guys, I want you to go study now. I believe now it's your time to go study. I gave you everything that you must study. Do you understand? Space Savior, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I said on quality indicators, only study 3. Purchasing function, general management, and production function. Malele Sikosana, thank you so much, sir. I trust you and I have improved in history because of you. Thank you. Yes, guys, go and study. Do not relax. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love all of you. There are a lot of things that I was supposed to be doing, but I just decided to leave everything just to avail myself for you. Do you understand? So that's the love that I have. That's the love that I have for you. You know, that's the love that I have for you guys. I'm here for you. I'm here to make sure that you are going to prosper in life. Chief, it seems like you are asking something, ne? Let me see. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. What I'm asking from you, it's only the subscription. Just subscribe. You don't have to pay any money. You don't have to take out anything from your pocket, but you can just subscribe. But if you feel like you want to send something, that's also fine. Everything is appreciated, you know. I appreciate everything that comes from you guys. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You know, just subscribe on the channel. I become happy, you know. Yes, I'm asking if aspect of performance are same as the purpose. Which topic are you talking about, Chief? Which topic are you talking about? I can see Marinki, you are here today. Marinki, you were participating, and I believe that you wrote everything. Yes, even history, I will be here, guys. Even history, I'm going to be here. Which is what, Chief, you say the one you said will be possible be an essay question. I said the possible essays is going to be business environment, right? Which is legislation. And then I said on question 6 is going to be business operation, which the essay is going to be what? Human resource function. Which essay are you talking about? Can you please try to give the clarity so that I can help you? HRSA. You know, Chief, I'm here to help you guys. When someone will go without being satisfied, I don't become happy. You must get the help on everything that you need. Uh, you must get help on everything that you need. Me now, I moved from level 2 to level 4, writing everything you were saying in history. I still can't believe that I can write 2 essays. Sir, I have no enough words. Thank you. Thank you very much, Malele Sikosana. Thank you very much. That's a good thing, and I believe now, since we are going to the final, you are going to do more than you did. I believe that you are going to do more than you did. Okay, Chief, don't confuse them. Ne? I said the first question is that outline the selection procedure as a human resource activity, right? It's what? Human resource. as the selection procedure? Do you understand? That's the first question. That's the first question. So, which is when you are answering the question that I just gave to you, selection procedure. Do you know selection procedure? Hmm? Chief, are you here? I want to see you typing. Yes, I have that. So if you have selection procedure, if you have notes, mark it there, write exam. Selection procedure. Can you please just write exam there on top? Then you go and study it. Then on your notes, you go to the role of the interviewer before the interview, and then you write exam. Do you understand? Explain the role of the interviewer before the interview. Can you go to your notes and write exam? Guys, I always recommend people or encourage people to take option 2 because I feel like it's much more easy. Yes, receive documentation, e.g. application form, and sort them according to the criteria of the job. Do you understand? And then, Chief, another thing that you need to know, go to your notes now and go to what the legal requirements of the employment contract and write exam. You choose any. You choose any. You can choose option 1, you can choose option 2. But Nkosana, I always encourage candidates to choose option 2 and take 4 points there. Can you write exam, Chief, if you have them? And then let us go to the purpose of an induction. Write exam. That's your essay. Read those things, Chief, for your essay. Abenat, you just subscribed. You've been here even yesterday, but you just subscribed now. But thank you very much, ne? I really appreciate it. Ngwengelele. I hope I pronounce your surname very well, ne? Abenat Ngwengelele. Any question, guys? Yes, what he means is, since you said the last bullet point will be advice the businesses about the aspect of quality, quality performance. Chief is trying to ask Uguti by expect do they mean purposes? Oh, okay. When you want to study the act, you must study all of them, 8 of the acts. Yes, guys, don't forget to subscribe, guys. And please After writing your exam, you must also recommend the channel to your friends. Don't pass alone, guys. What are you doing? You cannot pass alone. We must pass, all of us here. No, 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 no. You are not allowed to know only the human resource function. Abuti, no, 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 no. That's unacceptable. At least then know human resource function and quality of performance. Then you go and answer question 1, question 3, question 4, and question 6. I hope you understand. Yes, guys, fringe benefits are always there. And what you are going to find on fringe benefits, they will say to you, explain or name the examples of employees' benefits. That's what they will say to you. You just give the examples of fringe benefits. Remember, fringe benefits are the benefits that are not compulsory, are not required by the law. So whether a business does offer fringe benefits or it doesn't, there is nothing wrong. Do we understand? House allowance, that's correct. Funeral benefits, those are the things that are required from you. Here I'm going to get distinctions here. I see distinctions coming. I really see distinctions coming. I really see distinctions coming. Because, guys, there is something that I want to say before I end the live. Ne? You see, metric is very important. And you won't see the importance of metric while you are still wearing your uniform. Yes, even paper 2, I'm going to be live. I'm upgrading and I'm thinking of trying again next year. I don't think I'm ready. I receive in name of Buitumelo, if you are upgrading, it's fine. You can text me on Facebook. You can text me on Facebook. We're gonna talk and go and try your best. But even next year, you still have a chance of doing again. I'm doing business for the first time. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. You are going to make it as long as you are going to use the information that I gave you here. You didn't answer my question. Mary, what's your question? What did you say? When we talk about Codio, guys, when will you be live for history? Guys, I encourage you that you must follow me on Facebook, ne? So that I can update, so that you can see that on this day I will be live. Do you understand? Okay, there is something that I wanted to ask. What's Facebook handle? My Facebook username is Hectamarvest, same as the YouTube. Kamo is saying, sir, can we talk about CODIA? When we talk about CODIA, it's a compensation for occupational injuries and diseases, right? Which deals with safe and the regulations in the workplace. And it also compensates you for your work that you have done. Do we understand? And then, Michelle, I'm trying with the legislation. Should I cram each of the points, wait for word, or summarize them in my own way? Guys, what is tricky about business studies? is that when you change the points that are written in the note, you are accused of changing the South African law. Remember, business studies is a law. Do we understand? Sindisiwe Pretty se ngiya-upgrader bengino level 2 we-business study kwi-finali basazosebenzisa ucase wami omdala. I don't understand the question. Let me read it again. Se ngiya-upgrader bengino level 2 we-business studies kwi-finali basazosebenzisa ucase wami omdala. What case are you talking about? What case are you talking about? Nkosana, I can help with history. Okay, you were doing history, Chief. If you are upgrading, must we expect the revision what you have been telling us? Yes, you are going to write the same paper. Those ones who are writing metric for the first time, those ones who are upgrading is the same paper. I'm also upgrading. Guys, you people who are upgrading, you are doing a great thing. And I really recommend people to upgrade. You understand? I really recommend people to upgrade. Babalo, I do not do economics. I do not do economics. Yeah, Malele, you are allowed to go and study now, because what I'm doing now, I'm just bringing the classification and answering the questions. Do we understand? Guys, quality of performance. Remember, we have quality, which quality refers to a good services ability to satisfy the specific need. It is measured against a specific criteria such as physical appearance. Do we understand? Then we have what? We have quality control. On quality control is the inspections carried out on the final product, which is now they are inspecting what? The final product. Do we understand? And then we have what else? You see, now you are putting me back to school. And then we have what? On quality control, it's whereby they check raw materials. You understand? To ensure that required quality standard are maintained. Does that make sense? And then when we move to quality assurance, we are simply talking about what checks carried out during and after the production. Do we understand? And then when we talk about quality management, this one they deal on improving the quality of the product. Do we understand? And then quality performance, these ones they believe that quality can be achieved if all departments work together towards the same quality standards. Do we understand? That's what we are talking about. And then I will inform you, okay, if you upgrade with level 1, do they add old and current marks or just new marks? Okay, when you upgrade, let's say you at level 1. When you upgrade, okay, let's say you have level 2, then you upgrade, you get level 1. They won't write level 1, they will give you that previous level 2, unless if you pass. Do you understand? So guys, What information do you want, Tutu? What information do you want? Thank you, Chief. I just joined like few minutes ago. Now I won't delete the live. The live will be here. You're gonna watch it. It's okay. That's fine. Yes, it will be here. Do not worry. I won't delete the live. I will save it and post it. You're gonna watch it in your spare time. Guys, I wish you all the best tomorrow. So say my questions is, do they compare high and low marks then add if needed? No, they are not going to combine your marks. They are not going to combine your marks. For instance, this year I write my metric, I get level 2. Next year I write my metric, I get level 3. They will give you an option. Which one do you want to use? You want to use the level 2 or you want to use the level 3? That's what the option that they are giving you. But if you failed, they don't give you the option. They give you the first ones. Do we understand? I have a video on quality. Did you subscribe? Please subscribe so that you can see what I teach. Oh, I understand it's 2 mark, but must I give 1 point for originality? Yes, if even though you can give 1 point, it's fine. Even if you can give 1 point, it's fine. Yes, guys, let us talk tomorrow, ne? Let us talk tomorrow. You can come back and comment and tell me how did you write your examination, and then we're gonna meet again. I will check your timetable and I will update on Facebook that I will be live. I will update the live in 3 days. You understand? Even here on YouTube, it's going to notify you that I will be live on this day. So make sure that you avail yourself. So, guys, prepare yourself. Do not sleep. Keep on pushing. Good night. In fact, not good night, good study. I love you so much, guys. I really love you. I really love you. Let us meet some other day. Let us meet some other day. Let us meet some other day. We pushed. We've been pushing. We've been pushing. I'm also tired. I'm very much exhausted. It's okay. Bye bye. We will talk, ne?